welcome to another episode of FuelMade's D2C Inspiration Series, where we're partnering up with experts to talk to founders and marketers from leading brands. I'm Tina. I lead marketing at FuelMade, and we're a Shopify agency that specializes in custom development and design, conversion rate optimization, and Klaviyo email and SMS marketing. Today, we're going to be talking about reviews, UGC, all that amazing stuff. So I've brought on Lindsay from Okendo, and we're going to be chatting with Mike from Dreamland Baby Co. So thank you so much, both of you, for joining. Why don't you give a brief introduction into your role, your company, and all that good stuff?
Sure, I'll kick it off. I'm Lindsay Klinsky, I'm Partner Marketing Manager here at Okendo. We are a reviews and UGC platform specifically built for Shopify. So we power over 4,500 top Shopify D2C brands.
Awesome. And yeah, my name is Mike. I'm Director of E-commerce at Dreamland Baby, and I manage the multi-channel marketing approach and revenue and spend forecasting for the brand.
Amazing. I'm so excited to talk to you, Mike, about reviews and UGC, just because I feel like you would have the best UGC with all of the cute baby photos. So Lindsay, actually, I'm going to just hand things over to you as our expert today. You can lead our Q&A on this topic.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds great. Like you said, they do have the cutest UGC and reviews. So really excited to have you here today, Mike, and to talk a little bit more about your reviews and UGC strategy. But to kick it off, would just love if you could start by telling us a little bit more about Dreamland Baby and your founder story.
Yeah. So our founder, her name is Tara Williams, and I actually just heard her recount the founder story yesterday. So it's really fresh. I always love hearing her tell it because she's so passionate about how she started it and how it's going. So what happened was her first 3 babies were amazing sleepers, slept through the night, potty trained perfectly. They were just these angel children. And then her 4th one came around. His name's Luke, and he would not sleep at all. And so she had this whole experience of being able to function as a mom and do all of her daily activities and be happy and joyful. And then she had these sleepless nights where she saw the other side of it. And so she tried everything. She tried rockers, sleeping machines, sound machines, bassinets, anything out there in the market, and nothing was working for Luke. And so she was sitting on the couch one day, and she had this throw blanket and just placed it on top of Luke, and he immediately just calmed down. And that was kind of her light bulb moment of, okay, there's something here. And so she had her mother-in-law sew the first prototype of this weighted sleep sack. And then the first night he slept 12 hours, and then he slept at nap time, and then he continually slept through the night after that. And that's when she really knew that she was onto something. And she said, okay, if this can help my family, like, I'm sure it can help other people out there. And so that's when it all started.
That's amazing. I mean, especially when, it's kind of a trial by error, and then you realize, here's a product that everyone else can benefit from. Totally. So that's an amazing, unique story. With that though, as a D2C baby brand, are there any unique challenges, that you face within this vertical?
Yeah, I think especially for us right now, being in such a high growth stage, she started in 2019 and went on Shark Tank in 2020, and it really just blew up at that point. And so right now, I mean, through the pandemic, our biggest challenge, I would say, is number one, just keeping up with demand. I feel like we've been sold out or on pre-order the entire time I've basically been here. So just working through supply chain issues. And then number 2, just getting in front of people. Brand awareness has been a big focus for us, because we know that the people that are finding the product and discovering us are really having a positive experience. And so just getting to the right people at the right time and trying to help those parents sleep and babies sleep is a big challenge for us.
Amazing. Yeah. And that Shark Tank effect. I know every time we go, an episode replays and everyone's website crashes, even if it's an old episode. So
yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. So I think you kind of started to cover it a little bit, but in terms of when you first decided to implement reviews, what were your goals when you decided to do that for Dreamland Baby? And then
Yeah.
what aspects about reviews in particular were the most important to you?
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing for us is, being able to display those third-party testimonials and capture them is pivotal for us. And we do have that very passionate customer base of mostly moms. And so when you find that really life-changing product that allows you to get back to normal functionality, that's something that you want to share. And so having a platform for us that's an easy way for them to use and to display those reviews and testimonials to share their opinion and how it's working is important for us.
Great. Perfect. And I know that you are sending your review requests emails through Klaviyo. So in terms of asking for
Yeah.
that first review after someone purchases from you. So can you tell us a little bit more about that email series and how you're utilizing it with Klaviyo?
Yeah, we chose to send through Klaviyo just for that additional piece of customization and personalization, and extra branding. But we leverage different segments based on specifically what star rating they leave and the feedback, and then send them down different flows based on what that feedback is, which has been really cool for us, allowing us to offer rewards and feedback and fielding the ones that maybe didn't have the best experience. It's been really good for us to have that within Klaviyo all in one place. So
Great. And are there any other ways that you're collecting reviews other than email, or are you specifically sticking to email for that?
So yeah, right now we send everything through email. Like I said, we've been on pre-order for a while, so they actually haven't. A lot of the times we have to kind of pause our sequencing. We have had the attentive integration queued up, which we're excited to try that out to see if going through SMS would get a different response or an additional. But yeah, we're excited to enable that once we are fully back in stock. So
Yeah, no, that's great. Especially like you said, the stock, problems. You don't want to ask
yeah,
for a review at the wrong time or people that aren't able to get their reviews. So I think that's really important too, to make sure,
yeah,
that you're actually asking at that right time. But it's interesting too, as you said, you're looking to ask via attentive as well, because it's really important, to make sure you're meeting the customer in the channel that, they're on.
right,
So kind of having
exactly,
both
yeah.
of those options. Great. So in terms of the customers that you are asking for reviews, the ones that have received the product that aren't necessarily on pre-order, are you incentivizing them in any way to leave reviews or leave, all of the photos and videos that, we're seeing on there?
Yeah, like you were saying, we do get a lot of really exciting UGC. People love to take pictures of their babies, so we do incentivize that for photos and videos.
Great.
So
Awesome.
that's
And
been
what
really good.
incentive particular are you giving them?
We give them a discount off their next purchase, whether it's like 10 to 15% usually.
Awesome.
So
Perfect. And then in terms of the reviews itself, so the information that you're collecting, we know you have attributes set up, such as
yeah,
baby's age, sleeping style, whether or not it's your first child, which is some really interesting kind of zero-party data that you are collecting from your customers. So how did you decide which information you wanted to collect, which attributes you wanted to set up? And then are you utilizing that zero-party data in any other way?
yeah, definitely. That information is really valuable to us. Actually, we first tried it through like pop-ups or in other areas prior to the purchase, but we did find that introduced friction in that shopping experience, and so that's why we decided to put it in Okendo. We're super happy that was an option, and it does direct, multiple places in our business decisions, whether it's product development, like if to understand if there's a side sleeper, back sleeper, belly sleeper, how we can develop products differently in that sense. And then also from a marketing strategy, it helps direct us knowing who we should be targeting in our marketing and when and where and how. And so we take that information very seriously, and we look into it every week and see if there's any patterns or new trends that we can pull out of it.
Yeah. I know in particular babies, just from some experience I've had in the past as well, the baby's growing, as you're
Yeah,
working with them and getting this feedback. So it's really great to kind of pinpoint like the point at which they're at, when you're receiving
Exactly.
this data. So
Yeah, because some people, I mean, a lot of people that we found have been right in the moment of, hey, I cannot sleep, my baby's not sleeping, what's the solution? But understanding, is it their first child, is it their second child, and when they're purchasing, are they now purchasing in third trimester or immediately after, or baby shower gifts? There's just a lot of information that we're able to pull from those attributes and then have it direct our marketing.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Perfect. So in terms of just going back to reviews in general, so if you were to give kind of advice to other brands, how would you ensure that the reviews you're getting are good quality?
Yeah, I would suggest that it starts long before the review collection actually is sent out. So matching that customer expectation with what you're delivering as a brand makes a huge impact on that review. And then also eliminating any external factors as much as you can that would influence that review to make sure that you're getting as authentic of an answer as you can. So if your shipping time is lagging, that's going to affect the review that really has nothing to do with the product. It's just they had a negative experience externally outside of that. And so trying to reduce other external factors as much as possible is really important, I would say.
Great. Yeah. And like you said, shipping as well, one of the things that we talk about is making sure, again, that you get the review at the right time. So,
Yeah.
If shipping is delayed, especially with all the inventory and supply chain issues now, really important to make sure you're asking for that review when they actually have the product.
Something else that I found within Okendo was I like the option that you have to set the delay based on the delivery date rather than fulfillment. So it gives you that extra assurance that you can tailor that a little more.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's 100% why we built that feature, because we know that that's one of the factors there.
Yeah.
Great. So kind of, again, going back to that idea that you said that, there are sometimes external influences that have nothing to do with the product, or people have bad experiences, or, new moms in particular might be extremely sensitive and worried and nervous. So how do you approach and handle negative reviews? And is there a balance that, you see between positive and negative reviews that are okay, and, displaying those as well?
Yeah, I would say negative reviews are something that obviously no one wants to see that, but we welcome them as a positive experience because it gives us an opportunity to learn why it maybe didn't work for their baby. The product isn't for every baby, but the babies that do need it really need it. So as far as negative reviews that come in, Tara does a really great job at these. Specifically, some of them she'll even reach out and have a conversation with the customers and really understand how they were utilizing it and why it didn't work and how we can maybe change their experience, whether it was a sizing issue or whatever it may be. So that's one thing that we do. And then also we have a sequence that gets triggered based on if they do leave that negative review, just to capture additional information and maybe offer them a different experience. So those are two ways that we treat negative reviews to try to turn it into a positive experience for the customer.
Great. Yeah, I love that, because I think that's, so many people, like you said, are scared of them, but you really can learn so much from the bad experiences, and it's really about the way you handle it and turn it, into a positive. So that's great to see that,
Right.
You guys see it that way as well. And, you're not scared of, if someone didn't love it. It really is a learning experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. So then, apart from the product detail pages that you obviously are displaying the reviews on, are you including reviews in UGC across any other touch points within the customer journey?
Yeah, absolutely. As many places we can push it out and display that is where we're utilizing it. So we have them pushing through our Facebook ads and our emails, in our SMS. Really, every touch point that we have with the customer, we're trying to utilize that UGC as much as possible.
Great. And are there any really effective ways that you've been integrating reviews with other platforms in your technology stack? I know we already talked about Klaviyo. We talked about looking to attentive. Are there any other areas? Facebook, like you mentioned.
Yeah, that's been a really big place for us, is utilizing in the ads, both the UGC and the testimonials. like being able to display those third-party reviews in an ad format, especially in the mid and bottom funnels, has been able to really resonate with our people that are in the consideration phase of their journey. So yeah, we love pushing those through our ads.
Awesome. And then last question for you. Thank you so much. This has been really great. But in terms of, using reviews, like you said, you're using it across all different customer touch points. Are they helping you build a customer community at all? And how is that impacting that community?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, we do have that very passionate customer base. And then Tara has really focused us on not just leaving them at the purchase, like really trying to nurture and develop that relationship with the customer. And so we offer sleep tips and email flows and SMS flows. And we have resources from sleep consultants that people can come together and learn about and learn other techniques on how to get quality sleep. And then we also invite them to a Facebook group, which we have thousands of mom in our Facebook group that can share feedback and offer ideas. And we're all struggling together as parents. So it's a good place to build that community there.
That's amazing. Great. Well, thanks so much, Mike. This has been incredible. Tina, I will pass it back to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the awesome questions and the awesome answers. I feel like I just learned so much about UGC and reviews, and so I know other people will too. Thank you both for being here. Before we wrap things up though, where can people learn more about Okendo and Dreamland Baby? And we'll start with you, Lindsay.
Yeah, you can go to our website, okendo.io. You can also find me on LinkedIn as well if you have any questions, but those would probably be the two best places to contact us.
Awesome. Yeah, and we'd also love to see you at Dreamland, dreamlandbabyco.com, and then Instagram, Dreamland Baby Co. And as always, feel free to leave a review for us.
Awesome. And for anyone still listening in, Lindsay and I are putting an ebook together with other experts from other apps in the ecosystem, and it features all of the brands that we'll be talking to throughout this series, but it actually dives in even deeper than what you're hearing in today's discussion, because it'll share metrics, tactics, stories, strategies, all of that good stuff. So I'll link to it in the comments. You can download it for free, and we'll see you at our next episode.